Hey guys, I want to do something a little different today. Today I want to talk about Pokemon Go. The first thing I want to say is that I'm very glad that Pokemon was brought to the mobile device. The only problem is I feel that the way they did it was completely wrong. Now, where did they go wrong? Well, first of all, I don't think that you should be leveling your trainer. I know what you're thinking though, you have to level your trainer to find higher CP Pokemon. Well, it shouldn't be like that. Which brings me to the biggest problem with the game, leveling your Pokemon. As I'm sure you guys already know, the way to level your Pokemon in Pokemon Go is to use Stardust Powder and Pokemon Candy. Now, how do you obtain these? Well, the answer is to catch more Pokemon. Now, it's obvious why they use this system. It requires you to continuously use up your Pokeball stock so that you have a higher chance of running out and having to buy more Pokeballs from the store. Which is great to make revenue, but it also takes away one of the most enjoyable parts of the game. The combat system in the main Pokemon games was not only addictive, but a main staple in the games. Not only has the choice of being able to use 4 moves, learning new moves, and training new moves been taken away from you, but now you can only use 2 moves and fight at gyms. Now, I don't really have a problem with them deciding to use a real-time combat system as opposed to the original. It in theory could make for a good dynamic combat experience. It does, however, seem that with the current combat system, just using the original system from the Game Boys would have been far better. Now, I understand Pokemon Go can't be a structured story game like the original Game Boy title. Still though, it would have been nice to have a traditional combat system to level your Pokemon as opposed to just throwing countless Pokeballs at wild Pokemon. Not to mention completely removes the point of even having a starter Pokemon. I mean, what the hell is the point of getting 1 extra Charmander? I know what you're thinking, but without a story mode, how would wild Pokemon level progression go? Well, instead of using a character leveling system, what we could do is still have randomly generated encounters, some of them having lower levels while some of them having higher levels. And if the level is too high for you to take on, you simply run away. Which also leads to another point. Instead of Pokemon stops giving you random items and being able to put lures at them, they should actually heal your Pokemon. You know, like the Pokemon centers in the game? Also, something that really annoys me about this game is I feel the Pokemon populations are completely reversed. You don't go into Saffron City to find a wild Pokemon, you go to Viridian Forest or something like that. So why is it that the population levels of Pokemon are so much higher in cities than in rural and country areas? After all, doesn't exploration lie at the heart of Pokemon anyways? So wouldn't it be far better to want to go check out new and exciting locations to see if you can find a new and exciting Pokemon? Sure, that Pokemon might feel like he's too high of a level, but at least you'll have a chance to fight him, put him to sleep, and then capture him with a Pokeball. Or on the other hand, if the Pokemon was too low of a level, you could just fight other Pokemon until you brought him up to the current level. That way you wouldn't have to find 20 of the rarest Pokemon in the world. So basically, to sum up everything I'm saying, first you should be able to fight and level up off of wild Pokemon, trainers, and gyms, with far more interesting combat systems such as they use in the Game Boy games. Second, it should be more beneficial to find new Pokemon in locations with less populations like it is to find wildlife in the real world. For example, cities would be chock full of Rattatas and Pidgeys like in real life, whereas you could find large congregations of species in more remote locations. And finally, the game maker should realize with the ever-increasing number of Pokemon, people would need Pokeballs anyways, and while you should be able to win them through other means such as winning in-game currency through gym fights, that having the option to use real money would still turn up plenty of revenue for them. Like in cases where you find that you're out of balls or looking for a higher quality ball than you can afford with in-game currency. Anyways guys, that's all for now. If you liked this video, please hit the like button and please share it. Thank you. Have a nice day.